The video walkthrough you're about to watch was taken from a playthrough on the Veteran difficulty setting. We also chose to use Optimus Prime for all missions, as we felt his ability to defend against attacks while still dealing significant damage gave him an edge over the other Autobots. If you choose to play through as a different character, don't worry. Our DVG will still help you get from the beginning of the game to the end of the game and provide helpful strategies throughout. The levels in this game are extremely vast, and there are tons of enemies scattered throughout. Because of this, you may find alternate routes through the area that work better for you. Feel free to explore, as that's half the fun of playing the game. But always know that if you get stuck, you can come back to us for a surefire way to complete your mission. Now let's get on with the gaming. Take the call from HQ at the start of the mission, then start moving up the mountainside. After getting another transmission, continue up the path to your first enemy encounter. This guy is very weak and can be taken out with just a few shots from your blaster. Continue to the top of the rocks. Then move down the hillside toward the spot of glowing yellow. There are enemies here, so zoom in and take one out from a distance. The others are now alerted to your presence, so move in and destroy them quickly. Move up to the glowing yellow spot and press X. HQ will explain how Minicon robots work, so listen carefully. This Minicon here is called Lock-On. Attach him now to gain homing missile functions. Move ahead into the forest and take out the approaching enemies. Don't forget to pick up the energon they drop to refill your health meter. Move to the glowing blue spot and let HQ explain the warp gate functions to you. Now move across the broken bridge next to the warp gate, jumping to clear the gaps. Once on the other side, move up to the ruins and destroy the enemies gathered here. Be sure to check both sides and behind you as you move through this area. There's also a sneaky bot up on a ledge, and a couple more around the corner. Save your game at the warp gate ahead, and then move through the opening. Gathered around the Minicon below are a dozen or so enemies. Zoom in and start taking them out from a distance. Continue shooting the ones that come towards you, and finally jump down to blast those still hanging near the Minicon. Grab Safeguard here and attach him for extra armor. Climb up the rocks here to reach the top of the ruins. Then start moving along the walkway. Stop and zoom in to destroy enemies before they can see you. Access your first datacon just ahead to find out how these work. Zoom in below and take out the 3 enemies. Jump down one ledge at a time and start moving towards the datacon. Take out the enemies gathered near it, and then move ahead. Before you grab the datacon, though, turn to the right and take out the enemies coming across the broken dam. Now grab the datacon and get ready to cross the dam. Change into vehicle mode to get across easily. Take the call when you reach the other side and save at the warp gate. Move to the top of the hill and change into vehicle mode again. Gather speed on the way down to clear the ravine. Follow the dirt path and destroy the enemies. Then change back to vehicle mode to clear the next ravine. Clear out another group of enemies, and then move to the edge of the next ravine to level another group on the other side. Keep an eye out for enemies sneaking in behind you. Before you jump across the ravine up ahead, head down a ramp here to find a minicon. You don't need him right now, so just send him back to HQ. Now you can head back and clear the ravine. Destroy any Decepticlones here you may have missed, then jump across 2 last ravines. Save at the warp gate and get ready for an encounter with a new enemy. The best way to destroy these guys is to get in close and circle strafe around them while shooting. Their center-mounted turret won't be able to keep up with your movement. Grab the minicon deflector here and attach it, then start moving up the cliffside, destroying the enemies along the way. Don't forget to use your shield here, as you'll get hit with some unavoidable enemy fire. Keep moving up the hillside, and when you reach a dirt path, change into vehicle mode to clear an opening just ahead. Make a sharp left turn, then swing around to the right to reach the next area. After taking the call, quickly move behind this tree. You'll have a huge advantage over the enemy, as you'll be able to peek your weapon out from the side while still taking cover from enemy blasts. Move ahead and ignore the minicon for now. Move around the corner and jump up to find another spider tank. Demolish the unit, then jump down to grab the minicon below. Attach this minicon, Flashbang, as he'll be useful in the boss battle you're about to enter into. Jump up to the warp gate to save your game. Then move ahead a bit to trigger the boss battle. Turn and run away from the boss immediately. Remember the tree you hid behind earlier? Well, you can use this for the boss battle in the same manner. Use the tree for cover while firing your blaster. Launch cluster missiles when you have the chance, and it should be a short battle. Grab the hidden datacon right at the start of the level. Start moving along the path and take the call from HQ. Just ahead, you'll see enemy sentries in the distance. Zoom in and destroy them before they spot you and set off an alarm. Destroy a few more sentries up ahead, as well as the enemies the dropship leaves behind. Make your way across the floating ice patches. Once on the other side, clear the area of all enemies. Climb the short stack of ice here to find the Hawkeye minicon. Equip him now to improve your vision through this snowy area. Move towards the blue beam of a warp gate and take the call from HQ. They'll ask you to investigate the smoke in the distance, but we're more interested in a minicon that'll take us in a different direction. Use Hawkeye to spot a sentry below and to the left, then another just to the right of that one. Jump down to find the warp gate and save your progress. Move ahead and take out another sentry. Continue ahead, then climb this snowbank to find a small group of enemies. Don't be afraid to use melee fighting moves when you've destroyed all but one or two of the bad guys. Move ahead and take out a sentry. Then further ahead to spot a few more. Chances are one of them will spot you and fire an alarm flare, but don't sweat it. Just make sure you only take on a few enemies at a time, and you'll be fine. Find the Minicon watchdog and send him back to HQ for now. Take out the enemies in this area, and don't forget to circle strafe around the spider tanks to avoid their attacks. Now head to the nearby Datacon and grab it. Spot the ship in the distance and start moving towards it. Then move forward and engage the enemy troops. Crush the spider tanks and medium units on your way there, as well as a few units on the deck of the ship. Grab the Minicon lookout here and equip him right away to gain the sniper rifle ability. Then head towards the warp gate in the distance. Take the call from HQ. You'll come to a cliff overlooking a research station. Zoom in on a large bot with your sniper rifle. 3 headshots will take him down. Now find a safe spot to jump down from and head towards the facilities. Try to take out the sentries from a distance. Then move in for all-out war. There are a ton of enemies around the research station. Always try to keep some distance between you and them to make dodging their fire easier. Also, keep an eye out for new sentries moving in and destroy them as soon as you can. If you have a moment to sit back, use the sniper rifle and hit the bots with headshots to make the battle easier. Once you've cleared the area, use the warp gate nearby to save your progress and head back to HQ to swap out Minicon robots for the upcoming boss battle. Replace Lookout with Lock-On and make sure you have Safeguard and Deflector equipped as well. Head back out into Antarctica and make your way over to the hangar with a Minicon inside. Grab Spark Jump and equip him. Then leave the hangar and move ahead to trigger the boss battle.
Prepare for extermination!
Use your shield to block his blasts and Spark Jump to attack him while he's grounded. When he takes off, fire on him with Lock-On. Run and jump sideways to dodge his attacks. After a few hits with Lock-On, he'll fall back to the ground and you can start the pattern over again. Equip the Minicon Lookout before the start of the mission, as he'll be a great help versus the large bots in this level. Wait for the dropship to pass overhead, then move up to spot a heavy unit. Remember, zoom in for 3 headshots and you've got a nice pile of scrap metal. Continue along the dirt path to find a Minicon surrounded by enemies. Clear the area and grab Skirmish. You'll probably want to equip him now, as he does more damage than Spark Jump. Continue ahead and prepare for a new enemy. These cat-like bots have a nasty EMP blaster and deadly melee attacks. Try to dodge any fire from them and back up while firing to avoid close encounters. Zoom in and kill the large bot just before grabbing the Datacon here. Make your way over to the warp gate, destroying the enemies in the area. If you happen to get hit with one of their EMP blasts, avoid their attacks for a few seconds until your weapon comes back online. Destroying enemies approaching from the bridge. Now head across the bridge to find another new type of bad guy. From long range, they fire heavy-duty missiles. From close range, they put up an impenetrable shield. If you move just far enough away so their shield drops, you can fire away without fear of return fire. Destroy these guys, and then move towards the temple steps. Take out all of the enemies here, and then move up to blast the missile units. Watch out for the new enemies the dropship leaves behind. You may want to back away from the temple for a bit so you don't get overwhelmed by Decepticons. After clearing the area, save your progress at the warp gate. Destroy the artillery units on the other side of the river, then head to the front of the temple. Start moving up the wall and take the call from HQ. Continue along this ledge, then up to the next level. Move around the corner and up another set of stepped rock. Once at the top, head into the temple and prepare for some close quarters combat. Make your way through the halls, destroying bots and collecting energon. You'll find the Minicon rangefinder down a short hallway, which you can send back to HQ for now. Take out all of the enemies here. Keep moving ahead until you find a room with a warp gate. Save your progress and head back to HQ to equip the Minicon robots Watchdog, Safeguard, Deflector, and Spark Jumper Skirmish. Come back into the level and take the elevator up to trigger the boss battle. Fire Spark Jumper Skirmish, depending on which one you choose, continuously, and use Deflector when necessary. Watchdog, the star of this show, should be used with every opportunity. Watchdog will deal heavy damage to Cyclonus when used correctly. Just keep attaching the mines to him until the party's over. Make sure to equip Lookout again before entering the level. As always, use Lookout and the zoom function to take enemies out from afar and minimize resistance. Once you've thinned the herd, head down the beach and demolish the remaining troops. After taking out the army of bad guys on the first island, set up at a high point and snipe the enemies the dropship leaves behind near the minicon on the next island. Move in and destroy any troops still lingering. Now find the minicon Slipstream at the peak and equip him. This will give you the ability to glide. Snipe a flying unit near the next island. Then fly over to it. Again snipe a flying unit, and then fly to the next island. A dropship will be leaving a small group of medium units behind. Some of them will be equipped with grenades and shields. Quickly move away from any grenades they might throw and continuously blast their shields to destroy them. Clear the area of enemies, then get to a high point. And fly over to the island with a warp gate. Head up to the warp gate to save your progress. Then get up at a high point and glide over to the tanker. There will be a ton of enemy units waiting on the deck for you, so be prepared for battle. Destroy the 2 flying jet units to trigger a cutscene. Clear the deck of the new enemies and take the lift down. Use the warp gate to head back to HQ and swap Flashbang in for Lookout. Jump back into the level and take out the enemies below. Move through the hallway and take the lift up. Take out a couple of medium units in this room. Now move into the hallway and watch out for cloaked guerrilla units and more medium units as you move through this hallway. Move through another hallway and outside. Once outside, head through the first doorway on your right and destroy another group of enemies inside. Remember, if you get hit with an EMP blast, get away from the action for a minute until your weapons come back online. Continue down the ramp, then through a hallway. Lay waste to the army waiting for you in the large room ahead. Now move into this blue hallway, then immediately turn right and go down this red hallway. Operate the switch here to call the lift down, then get on and ride it back up. There's an enemy unit waiting for you as soon as you get off the lift, so turn and destroy him quickly. Watch out for the cloaked enemies in this area. Destroy them, as well as a group of medium units, then make your way over to the warp gate. Head back to HQ one more time and re-equip Lookout for the boss battle, along with Slipstream, Deflector, and Spark Jump. Come back into the level and ride the lift up. Take the call from HQ.
A remote connection.
Head to the navigation room to trigger the boss battle. Tidal Wave is incredibly imposing, but he's much easier to defeat than it may seem. He basically has 3 attacks. First is a barrage of blaster fire. This can be dodged or blocked with your shield. Next is a storm of missiles, which can be easily dodged as long as you don't sit in the same place from when they're fired. The third and most dangerous is a set of laser beams. When you see him start those up, change into vehicle mode and move away as quickly as possible. The way to defeat Tidal Wave is to damage his head. This is why we've equipped Lookout. What you want to do is work to get a shot from directly in front of him. Aim at his head and fire a few shots with Lookout. Then start moving again. Don't ever sit still for very long. Be cautious and patient, and you should have no problem bringing Tidal Wave to his enormous knees. Before entering into the Alaska mission, head back to Amazon through the Mountain Ruin Warp Gate. Now that you have Slipstream, you can glide over to this distant peak and pick up the powerful minicon Hailstorm. Equip him right away, as you'll be using him in Alaska. Start the mission with either Spark Jump or Skirmish, Slipstream, Deflector, and Hailstorm. Head up the hillside and snipe the enemy on the peak ahead. Make your way up to where the enemy was and find the island off in the distance. Glide over here, destroy the enemies, and pick up the minicon Aurora. Attach it right away, then glide back to the mainland. A good portion of this mission will take place in areas where all you can see are pine trees and snow. Because of this, you can get lost very easily. We're going to show uncut video of how to travel from each battle zone to the next in these potentially confusing areas. Just follow the same path we've taken, and you should have no problem keeping up. Make your way back to the peak and glide towards the minicon in the distance. Level a group of enemies here. Grab the minicon bulletproof and send them back to HQ. Then head up the steep mountainside towards the peak. There are several groups of enemies between here and the peak. To avoid a lengthy battle with them, sweep around to the right. From here, you can head straight to the peak, sneaking in behind most of the enemy units. You'll just have to deal with this spider tank when you reach the peak. Pick up the datacon here at the summit. Come down from this hill and head to the base of the mountain in the distance. You've got a good deal of ground to cover, and there are a few enemies along the way. Switch into vehicle mode to avoid their attacks and reach your destination quicker. Just past another small group of Decepticlones, you'll find a warp gate. Save your progress and head through the valley. When you encounter enemies in this area, try to attach a ribbon from Aurora to them. Then hide behind something while Aurora drains their energon. Stop when you see a dropship ahead. Then move forward and engage the enemy troops. Destroy the enemies on the ground, then focus your attacks on the ship. After clearing the area, continue through the valley. Destroy any resistance along the way, and keep moving ahead through the winding valley. As the path opens, you'll come across a group of grenade-throwing shielded bots. After clearing the area, keep moving ahead to find a datacon. Turn around and head back along the base of the mountain. When you see a datacon up ahead, fire on the enemies surrounding it to start a mini-war. First, destroy the bots trying to sneak in behind you. Now head over and grab the datacon. From here you can lay waste to the enemies on the ledge above, and then drop down to take care of those below you. Move into this next valley, destroy the enemies here, and move ahead to find a warp gate. Just beyond the warp gate, you'll find some stepped rocks. Go to the top and start jumping from one platform to the next, destroying enemies as you go. Continue along until you come to a valley cut through the mountainside. Head through the valley and note the minicon up ahead. There are literally dozens of enemies in this area, so don't just rush in for the minicon. Patient and go after one or two enemies at a time. When you get a chance, grab high jump and equip it. Now back up and use the large rocks for cover as you clear the area of remaining Decepticlones. Move up to find the cave entrance and destroy the heavy unit guarding it. Go through and take out the medium units near the warp gate. Save your progress, then turn and locate some stepped rocks you can jump on. This area can be tricky, so just do exactly what the video shows and you'll be fine. Locate the cave and head through. Dispose of the medium unit up ahead. Look around to find a few datacons in this area. Now move towards the exit and take out a few more medium units. Jump across the chasm, then up to another cave entrance. Continue ahead and destroy a couple more medium units. Move through the purple room and out to another warp gate. Fire on the dropship when it opens its bay doors and keep firing till you've destroyed it. Fire on the enemy up ahead on the snowy ledge. Move ahead after you've knocked him off, then send a few of his buddies down to keep him company. Head up the steps to find the Minicon kickback and send it back to HQ. Move forward to trigger a cutscene. Start the mission with Aurora, High Jump, Deflector, and Hailstorm. After going through the main door, hang at the top of this ramp and pick off a small group of Decepticons. Move ahead and watch out for units up on the catwalk and others hiding around corners. Find a ramp in this area and clear out the group of bad guys at the top. Come back down the ramp and head to the other side of the room. And clear the area of all bad guys. Find the green-lit ramp over here and go upstairs. Destroy the enemies lurking around this area, and come back down the ramp. Find the open gate up ahead and go through. Make your way past the lightning tubes and find a ramp leading upstairs. You'll encounter some heavy enemy resistance, so take your time and clear the area of all bad guys. Now locate and operate the lift. Flip the nearby switch to green and get ready for battle. Level wave after wave of Decepticlones. Then find the next switch and flip it to green. Another small war will ensue. After clearing the area, find a third switch and flip it to green. That's right, another group of enemies to crush. There are lots of tight corners and obstacles in this area. Try attaching Aurora to enemies and then hiding behind something. Then you can just sit and watch as Aurora drains away their energon. Find and flip a fourth switch and watch your back. Several command units will attack quickly. There are also medium units on the catwalks above you. Once you've cleared the area, use the warp gate nearby to save your progress, then operate the nearby lift. Clear the bridge of enemies, then grab the Minicon Aftershock and send them back to HQ. Locate and flip the switch in this room. Listen to the transmission from HQ, then head through the opening. The next portion of this mission is pretty straightforward. Jump up the platforms, flip switches as you come across them, and pick up a few datacon units along the way. These switches close various gates in different sections of the shaft you're in. Flipping these switches is essential to your progression through the level, so be sure to watch our video closely so you don't miss any of them. Once you reach the top, operate a main switch and take the lift up. Locate the doorway and head through. Climb the steps here and grab the datacon at the top. Operate the switch here as well. Now jump across to find another datacon. Then continue straight across to this red-lit area. Continue up to find another datacon. Climb up this ledge, turn around, and jump up to find yet another datacon. Climb the steps here, then drop down. Grab the datacon, then move forward, jumping across several openings. Head up the steps here, pick up a datacon, and then climb the ramp. After receiving a call from HQ, make your way around the walkway to find one last datacon. Now head through the opening to exit the starship. Use the warp gate outside to equip Slipstream in place of high jump. Head back into the level and walk forward a bit to trigger the boss battle.
I'll rip out your optics!
Starscream's primary attack is a simple blaster. Just use Deflector to block it. He'll also move in close to slash you with his blade, so try to keep moving away from him when he's on the ground. Once he gets airborne, he'll attempt to hover above you and deliver a high-powered laser blast. To avoid this, try to hit him with Hailstorm and Aurora before he fires. This will put him down on the snow at least for a few seconds. Try not to use Hailstorm while he's on the ground, so that way it's charged and ready to fire when he takes off.